I had the distinct pleasure of speaking with one of our CBT Nugget students today. His name is Robert, and he is, like many of us, challenged by the CCNA exam. And he asked me a question I've heard before. Okay, I'm fed up. What's the best way to do this? Should I just plan on dedicating 1 week for each of these topics in the blueprint of the exam objectives? And I think the answer to that is a resounding no. I think what you need to do is examine these very carefully and be realistic about each one of these major points and assess your knowledge of them. And I like to use a rating scale from 1 to 5 for each of them. So if you look at this and you say, oh yeah, interpreting the components of a routing table, there's the prefix, the mask, the next hop, the routing protocol code, the admin distance, the metric, the gateway of last resort. Yes, I can pick those out. I know what they do. I'm a 5 on that one. Well, guess what? That is scratched off your list. Move on. You have bigger fish to fry waiting for you in the blueprint. If you look at something, let me just pretend that I look at this one, 3-4, and I go, ugh, inter VLAN routing on a stick, SVI. I don't know what any of that means. I'm a 1 on those topics. That's where you need to be spending your time. We don't like to do that as humans, by the way. We like to stay studying stuff we've got nailed. It's comfortable, fun, friendly, woohoo! But we gotta make ourselves uncomfortable and really spend those times after an honest look inside ourselves. How well do we know these things? Something else that I want to point out to you that's very important when you're looking at the objectives is notice this one says we're describing admin distance. This one says we're interpreting the components of the routing table. Here we're describing again. So this is theoretical. This is often presented to us in the exam environment as multiple choice. But notice this one has very different language. This says configure, verify, and troubleshoot. So not only do we need the knowledge here that might be asked of us in like a multiple choice type question, but this is oftentimes where we will be dumped into a simulation in the exam to see if we can actually configure, verify, and troubleshoot that topic. So the other question I frequently get is, all right, what sims can I realistically expect? Well, certainly this would be a topic where a sim wouldn't surprise me because Cisco took the time to tell me as a CCNA, I should be able to configure, verify, and troubleshoot inter-VLAN routing. And oh, by the way, through the old legacy method of router on a stick or the new and improved SVI method. So very, very important that we read very carefully these objectives, assess our own readiness, and then go that extra step to make sure if it's something that we need to actually physically do, that we can do it. And notice, troubleshooting is really a measure of your expertise, isn't it? It's fairly easy to configure most of these technologies. Thanks to robust show and debug commands, it's pretty easy to verify, but to pull it all together and troubleshoot is often a level of expertise that's above just rote configuration of Cisco routers and switches. I hope this video helps you as you are looking at these massive objective lists and trying to decide where you're going to spend your time. Thanks so much for watching.